Hi guys and ladies, you know, cold weather is coming soon to a neighborhood near you. And that got me to thinking about a hearty fish stew. So I found a Chilean stew and it has shrimp, peppers, tomatoes, jalapenos. So I collected all I need for this. Except one thing, the fish. Let's try for some bass. I'm gonna make my first cast right here off the dock. Oh, I'm so nervous. Let's get our fish on. Ah, help! I can't believe it. Oh, it's perfect, I think. I hope it's not too big. You see, this is the opposite of big public lakes. We throw back the big ones, and we keep these small ones. But this one is pretty big. 11.5 inches. We're allowed to keep it. We have to cull and harvest these small ones from our lake. Read the notes below. You'll see why. Oh. Now this is too little, even for filleting. Right away. Stay on. Bah! A little guy, but big enough to fillet. Let's keep it. Let me show you what I'm using today. This is a little buzzbait, you know, it just goes along the surface like that, and then it attracts a fish. This is a little compact, I think it's an 1/8 ounce. I don't know what the name of it is. I think I bought it in 1986, but it works. Yeah. Got one. Stay on, honey. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. It's perfect. It had been a long time between fish. Get that. Just under 12 inches. Good for stew. Chilean stew. That's a boat. That's a boat. Ah, right at the boat. Good enough. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. A keeper, an eater. Good for stewing. Oh no, it's too big. I can't, he's taking line. I can't get him. Oh, he's gonna get off, I'm sure. Come on this way, buddy. Get tired. Oh, he's taking line again. Oh, wow. Wow. Please don't come off. This is the biggest fish I've ever caught in my life. Ah, look at this. I can't believe it. I have to step back here so you can see it. It's enormous. This is huge. A beast and a half. Almost 6 pounds. This thing is huge. Not the biggest ever, but huge. 22.5 inches. Oh my goodness. what a fish! Never underestimate the power of positive thinking. I knew all along, as I stated, that I would get that fish in the boat. Now, looky here, we've got plenty of fish for this recipe, so let's get in the house, fillet these guys, and tomorrow we'll make that Chilean fish stew. Well, yesterday I fished the weeds in shallow water, and that's where that big beast was hanging out. I let her go to catch another day, but I also caught enough bass for our Chilean stew, and here's 1.25 pounds of these nice fillets. Look at them. But before we start stewing, let's try making biscuits to go with it. Don't worry, they'll be low carb. The recipe says I need a teaspoon of fresh dill. Well, this stuff looks exactly like the weeds in my lake. I could have just reached in and grabbed them and saved myself some money. So into this bowl, I'm going to dump a cup of flour. You know me. It's not ordinary flour. This is almond flour. Let's de-lumpify it. Now here's a tablespoon of ground flaxseed meal, also very low in carbs. Now in goes a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. It's this stuff. Frankly, I don't know what it does. Here's a teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder has 0 carbs. Now a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Here's a teaspoon or so of that fresh pond weed, dill weed. Here's a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I have to whisk this well. Now here's the part where I have no idea what I'm doing. Here's chunked up butter, 2 tablespoons, and I'm supposed to cut it in or something. I don't know. I borrowed this from a famous food critic. I'm supposed to do this until it looks mealy. What does mealy mean? I guess this is mealy. Okay, now here's a small bowl, and into it goes 1 large egg white. Now 2 tablespoons of sour cream going in. Now let's whisk this. Now let's stir our wet stuff into the drier stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Mom, look, I made dough. Okay, let's put this on this cookie sheet, this Silplat thing. I hate parchment paper. Now I have to make this into a disc, 3/4 of an inch thick. That's about right already. I'm a perfectionist. I've got to cut this into 6 pieces. I was never good in geometry. All I'm going to do now is put our little puffy pastries of paradise in the oven for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. It's been 10 minutes. This is the big reveal. I like them. You know, they kind of remind me of biscuits. I'm going to stop admiring my work and get on with the fish, the stew. I watched a video on how to do this. I need a cup of chopped cilantro. That's a lot. We're supposed to chunk up our chubby chums, but I don't know what size that means. I guess like that. I need a 1/4 cup of lime juice. Of course, you could use that stuff in a squeeze bottle, but I have this toy, and I like to use it. It's time to start stewing. Here's a whole sliced onion. Let's let it go like 10 minutes. I got our onions all soft. They're not quite brown yet, but they're really limp. And look, 3 bell peppers sliced up. Let's let this go for 5 minutes or more. These peppers have been going for more than 5 minutes. Now look, I'm going to add garlic. This is the stuff from the jar because I'm lazy. Here's a cup of white wine. Pinot Grigio. I like saying it, that's why I got it. Pinot Grigio. Here's a couple of jalapenos that I chopped. 8 ounces of clam juice. I never used it before like this. Here's a big can of crushed tomatoes. Here's that lime juice. About a 1/4 cup, maybe a little more. Let's bring this to a boil. I almost forgot the bay leaf. I doubt if it does anything. Okay, let's bring it up to a boil. I brought this down to a simmer. I'm going to let it go simmering for 15 minutes. Look, I've peeled these shrimp myself. It's about 1.5 pounds. Let's put them in. And now the star of our show, our delicious delinquents. Let's get our bass in there. Let's stir it in, and it should cook in about 5 or 6 minutes. Maybe 7. We'll see. While our little water wimps are stewing away, I'll let you all know the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks, is on her way here for dinner tonight. And of course, well, I'm brimming with joy. But I ought to pull the drain plug. You see, we've been seeing each other like this for, well, more years than I can count. Yet she doesn't seem interested in marriage. And, well, I think I need to point out to her the happiness of our married friends. Look how beautiful this is. Our fish has turned white, and the shrimp are opaque and kind of pink. They're cooked. It's been like 7 minutes of simmering, maybe 8. Now, cilantro. You could use parsley if you must. And green onions. Let's stir this in. And we'll turn the heat off. We're done. Let's serve it. Well, I'm very honored to have here with me tonight the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks, and thank you immensely for joining me for dinner tonight here at my terribly tacky trailer house. And you had a chance to festively feast on my onion dill biscuits and Chilean fish stew. Chilean pond fish stew. So maybe you could tell us what you thought of it.
Well, it was all very good. The stew was very well seasoned, and the fish was tasty, and I loved the vegetables, and I just liked the whole mixture. And of course, the biscuits were worth a second helping. They were delicious.
You did.
And rich, and I loved it.
You did enjoy those.
Yes, it was
noticed.
a very good side dish for the stew. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You know, Miss Cheeks, I can call you by your first name now. Miss Lulu. You know our good married friends Angelo and Stella. Well, they've had a very happy 30 years.
Yes, but then they met.
Huh? Can I have a hug?